Okay, guys, welcome to the next episode of the pre-fight show. Unfortunately, the casual just had eye surgery, so she's out. She's resting in her bed. She's got her sunglasses on, but she's gonna be okay. Hopefully by tomorrow, she's gonna be seeing like normal, just regular eye surgery, nothing special. So hopefully she'll be great. But tonight, I'm with the amateur. Okay, we call him Mike Jones. Okay, it's not really his real name, but it's Mike's real name. Jones is not really his last name. This was the year 2024 was the year he was supposed to go pro. So we call him the amateur now just to motivate him. Hopefully in 2025 he makes the dive to go pro. He's got 50 amateur fights. How many fights you have?
Yeah, 50s in the 50s.
50 amateur fights. Can you believe it? Boxing, Muay Thai, MMA. He's done it all. Okay, he's one of the up-and-coming guys from TriStar Gym, and you're going to see him on the pro scene soon. And he's one of my top prospects. When he's in the gym, he's like my son. Nobody messes with this guy, you understand? He's got a lot of power in his right hand, so he's a really entertaining fighter to watch. I brought him on today's episode to go through the UFC 311 with me. The first big thing we want to talk about is Aiemann Zahabi, right?
Yes.
Crazy story. This week, he pulled out of the fight. Everything seemed to be going well for him, and then Dana White came on Twitter today and said at 1 a.m. he got a call from Aimann's team saying that he's got back pain and he can no longer cut weight and he doesn't think he can fight. What do you think about that?
Honestly, the news were pretty rough. Especially the back pain when we've seen so many clips of him to be so flexible and stuff. It's so ironic.
It's ironic. Look, actually, these guys, One Take MMA, posted this on Twitter. And I'm just going to share it with you. This was a couple of days before the weigh-ins. He was doing an episode with Nina Drama. So this is thanks to Nina Drama for providing this video. And he was showing her how he would do these wrestling neck exercises, And this is something that wrestlers do from when they're young, right? And look what it looks like, in case you haven't seen it before. So he's just spinning around on his head. But the whole point of that is to strengthen your neck. And a lot of people are thinking that may have heard himself doing it so close to the fight. I don't know if it has anything to do, okay? But it's a good joke. Even here, we got Derek Brunson saying on Twitter, the way I just laughed thinking about how Aiemann Zahabi threw his back out trying to impress Nina Drama at UFC 311. It's really ironic.
Yeah.
The episodes on even the videos that UFC was putting out before this, it was just him doing it a bunch of different times.
Yeah. And it's just weird, I find, to see someone so healthy doing all kinds of gigs and
he's ripped. Let me just show you. Let's see if we can find a picture of him. That's him. You know what I mean? Shredded. I wonder if there's gonna be any neck exercises in this video. But you know what I mean? He was, he's jacked. Oh, look at this. This is the famous picture that's been going around for this fight. I'll zoom in a little bit here, guys, so you can see. Shredded. The guy was shredded. So we all expected him to make weight, I don't think he's ever missed weight in his career. He's obviously in fantastic shape. Okay, this is a picture from Full Violence here on Twitter. And it's a shocker when a guy pulls out cutting weight.
Yeah.
But the truth is, we've cut weight, both of us, many times. Sometimes when you cut weight, you're running out of nutrients and minerals. So some guys they develop back spasms or muscle spasms or things like that, and maybe his back got locked up because maybe he didn't engage his nutrition properly or whatever, or maybe the nutrition team. I know the UFC has the best team. The PI these guys are the best of the best. But who knows, man? Even Khabib one time ate a tiramisu. He couldn't make the fight.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't know, right? You can do everything right, and then your body just shuts down when there's like 1 pound left or something.
It's the 1 in 100,000 chance, and it happens to the best of us, guys. Missing weight one time is not that big of a deal, but it is very rare to get injured during a weight cut. So that's kind of what's weird about this. It's not that he couldn't make the weight, is he got injured cutting the weight. So we don't know if was the back injury something that happened in training camp? Is it the front and back flips on his neck?
Good question.
We don't know. But a surprising twist that Manny Pacquiao gets to fight for the title, guys. This is incredible. So Pacquiao was on the card already. He's supposed to be fighting Dariush, Beneil Dariush. And the UFC ends up switching out Aiemann Zahabi for Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd just take this clip from the weigh-in. Look. Pacquiao seems ready. Pacquiao seems cool.
He's ready.
He's excited. He's ready. He came out right away saying that he's been dying for this opportunity, and that even in the video that he released, he said, I was training 5 rounds just in case.
Yeah. Against a
that?
lefty too. He said, yeah. He even mentioned that he was sparring lefties.
Sparring lefties in training camp just in case this happens. You know, it's not the first time this happens. Actually, I remember one time years ago when TJ Dillashaw was the bantamweight champion, and I can't remember who the guy he was supposed to fight, and the guy pulled out weigh-in day, kind of like this, you know, Thursday night, Friday morning type deal. And there was another bantamweight fight on the card, and one of the other guys got an opportunity to step up and fight for the title. And the guy went almost 5 rounds with TJ Dillashaw. He actually got finished in the 5th. He got tired. But that guy wasn't prepping for a 5-round fight. So we don't know if Momokaina could do.
He seems ready. He looks like the type of guy who was waiting for an opportunity like this, you know? And
yeah. It's exactly what he was saying in his video, which is great. And he's been on a hot streak.
Yeah.
You know, the way he beat BSD, I absolutely loved it. You know, it was very technical. And he showed videos of him training the way he was going to catch that kick and do all that stuff.
Yes.
And, you know, I know some people are posting highlights now of how he gets dropped and this and that, but you never know.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Crazier things have happened. If Islam comes in, potentially underestimating Moicano, Moicano might surprise him.
Yeah. And he has the striking for it, I find.
He has good striking. He's long. You know, I thought he was going to be shorter than that, but he's actually a tiny bit taller than Islam. But Islam's a great striker. He proved that against Dustin.
Yeah.
Incredible wrestler. He's proved that against everybody.
Yeah.
But definitely tune in to watch this fight. Okay, guys, the next story we got this fan of Jiri Prohaska. Okay, this image is from Full Send MMA. So she said here that she shaved his head. Sorry. This is what Jiri did. But she shaved her head like this because she has cancer and she's balding. So she took this picture because she's a huge Jiri Prohaska fan. And in return, Jiri decided to shave his head to show some solidarity, right? To show some support to a fan. This is a video of him cutting his hair for her, I thought it was really cool. It's very touching, you know?
That's wholesome.
You know, a lot of times people think MMA guys are just barbarians and things like that. But, you know, we have hearts. We have hearts too, right? And he's a really nice guy. Look, he shaved his head for her. And not only did he shave his head to show solidarity, he was nice enough to fly her out to the event. And this is her walking out with him to the weigh-ins.
What a moment for her.
Yeah.
Like,
you see she has her head cover now. She's balding.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a way to give life to people that are going through a hard time.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. You know, this is like a once in a lifetime. She's never gonna be on a UFC weigh-in scale like this up on the platform with the guys. So it's a nice full experience for her. I'm sure he got her tickets to the show as well.
Yeah. They're raising money for her too. And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then he mentioned it during the press conference that he's gonna match the money that was raised, $50K.
Dana White's a sweetheart, man. Yeah. Dana White does this kind of stuff all the time, which is great. And then we have him here. You know, Jiri actually was the champion before. He's been champion, and he's facing another champion. And he's facing Jamal Hill.
Yeah, big
Jamal
fight.
Hill, man. Jamal Hill, you know, he's been having a little bit of a back and forth with Pereira. And I guess if he beats Jiri, he might get Pereira.
Yeah.
Right? So this is the stare down here. He looks intense. He said that actually, because he was injured, he actually got up to 260 pounds during his recovery of his injury. And then he had to slim down. It wasn't easy, you know, to lose all that weight, I'm sure. But both guys extremely intense, you know, and both amazing strikers. Yeah. What do you think about their striking game? You've seen these guys fight before?
I've seen these guys. To me, they're like the clear number 1 and number 2 contender. Yeah. Like those guys throw down. I mean, Jiri for me always impresses me. Yeah. Hands down, but like he uses eyes and he gets hurt, but never seems to actually like.
Only against Pereira he goes down. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, and Jamal Hill, he's got crazy power, but I don't think he has the best footwork. You know, so I don't know how this fight's gonna go. Yeah. His last fight was against Pereira. He hasn't fought in a while.
Yeah.
They're both coming off knockout losses from Pereira.
Good point.
Is this too quick of a turnaround for Jiri? I don't know.
That's true. Well, what we know is they're gonna throw down. These guys,
it's an action-packed fight. It's an action-packed fight.
They're never in a boring fight.
And let's move on to the next fight here. Obviously, the co-main event. The reason why I went to this fight before the next fight was because of the story with the lady who had cancer. I thought it was a beautiful story. The next fight, though, really important fight for the bantamweight title, my weight class, your weight class.
Yeah.
Merab Davishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Really intense lead up to this fight.
Yes, very intense.
A lot of controversy, man.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. It's funny how it's like, at first I felt like they had a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah.
But as the build-up came, they kind of frustrated each other.
Yeah.
They kind of went back and forth, and I find that's a nice build-up. It's an honest build-up.
Yeah, well, Merab feels disrespected because he wanted to choose when he was going to fight. But unfortunately, Umar, not unfortunately, but Umar couldn't fight in March because of Ramadan's in March.
Okay.
And that's the date kind of Merab wanted, because Merab had planned vacations or something, and he wanted to take some time off from winning the belt, and he wanted to fight in March. But the UFC made the clear title fight guy was going to be Umar. That's who they wanted to fight for the belt.
Yeah.
But because of the conflict because of Ramadan, they were kind of making them fight earlier than Merab wanted. And Merab was taking kind of offense to it because he's the champ, but Umar is deciding the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's not like, like you have to respect the fact that Umar wants to fast also, right? Yeah. So, it's like a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's like a really weird thing. So he feels disrespected. And obviously then they had banter back and forth, and then he felt disrespected in the banter.
Yeah.
Both of them, they're not English speakers first language, so I'm sure there's they say things that they don't necessarily want to be as offensive, but it happens.
Yeah. Exactly.
But definitely bad blood in this fight.
Yeah.
Both good wrestlers. I think Umar has a slight advantage in the striking. And one thing that I think it's kind of like a big giveaway is that in the last round in the Sean O'Malley fight, Merab got snap kicked in the body. He looked like he got hurt real bad, almost got finished.
Yeah.
And Umar has great dexterity in his legs.
That's
I'm
true.
wondering if Umar is going to be throwing that snap kick up the middle, because that snap kick could be good for two things. One, it can hit him in the liver, maybe drop him. Or if he's shooting, he's throwing the snap kick. Might eat a snap kick in the face, or eat the knee in the face if he's closer. And I'm excited to see. What do you think? Who do you think has got the better wrestling, the better striking? How does this play out?
That's a good question, because they both have very high level wrestling. Let's be honest. It could be a situation where they strike a lot because of that, I find.
Yeah. Sometimes you get two grapplers and all they do is stay on the feet.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but that's what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I give a slight edge to Merab.
Okay.
Only because he's more experienced. He's faced tougher competition, I find. And his style is very aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, he puts it on to you.
Yeah.
So if he can keep that pace for 5 rounds, I think that even his striking, although everybody's saying that Umar's striking is better, I find that Merab's a bit more solid in his striking.
He gets rocked a lot by left hook.
By left
hooks, I mean, I don't know. Listen, the fight's up in the air.
Yeah.
I think it's a 50-50 matchup. I think if these guys fight 10 times, I don't think one guy wins 9. I don't think that. I think it's going to be closer than people expect. It's going to be a barn burner. You got to tune in for this fight. You got to tune in for this 100%. One. And I thought Merab showed great discipline in the Sean O'Malley fight. I like the way he stayed all the way outside, then shot in, and it was all over Sean O'Malley. The next fight I want to look at here, what was it? Oh, yeah, I like this fight too, guys. It's Holland versus Renier de Ridder. Okay, Kevin Holland versus Renier de Ridder. This is a great fight, guys. Both good, very good grapplers. Okay, both black belt grapplers. But for me, I give the edge to Holland in this fight. Kevin Holland.
Okay.
His striking is way better than de Ridder. I watched de Ridder's first fight in the UFC. I was really not impressed by his striking, man. Really, I thought it was super underwhelming. He was exhausted, and even in round two, he was very tired. And Kevin's a gangster in there. Like, he'll go all night. Kevin can fight all night. He's got power in his hands. Yeah. He's fought so many guys. He fights very often. Super game. Doesn't have doesn't have any jitters. Did you see the Ridder fight before?
I think I've seen he finished his guy last fight, right? He got hurt a bit.
They were dead. They're both exhausted.
Yeah, exactly.
Mirror card.
Kevin's very solid, I find. And I saw that guy, like, I agree with you, his striking seemed a bit iffy, but very strong grappler.
Yeah.
Kevin Holland's a black belt.
Yeah.
He can defend. He can defend takedowns. He can defend submissions. So, yeah.
He knocked out Souza off his back. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I mean, the guy's a beast. So, now, just to go over the rest of the card, guys, we're going to take a quick look. Obviously, the main event, Makhachev versus Moicano right now. Then we got Merab versus Umar, Jiri Prohaska versus Jamal Hill, Jalton Ameida's fighting versus Sergey Spivak. Another big fight, like high knockout probability in this fight. You know, one of these guys might not make it to the last round. This is the fight right here, I think. This is going to be a great fight. Kevin Holland versus Renier de Ridder. Yeah, Peyton Talbot, up-and-coming bantamweight versus Ronnie Barcelos, who's a veteran. Look at this. He's a minus 1050 favorite.
That's a huge
You know, that's a
favorite.
huge favorite, man. It's like 10-1 and then plus 675. This is, you know, not a lot of people are putting money behind Ronnie Barcelos. There's Zachary Reese and Azamat Bekoev, Bogdan Guskov and Billy Elikana. Grant Dawson versus Diego Ferreira. Diego Ferreira has been in the UFC a long time. I'm actually surprised to see him here plus 200. This guy is a tough fighter, but Grant Dawson's great as well. This is an entertaining fight. Guys, from top to bottom, this card's really, really good. Caro Rosa, number 9, versus Ailin Perez, number 13. Then we got Rinya Nakamura, and we got Muin Gafarov, and Ricky Tercios. I fought Ricky back in the day after he won the Ultimate Fighter, and he's fighting Bernardo Sopaj. Bernardo Sopaj had a great fight against Vinicius and his debut fight in the UFC, and he was winning, man.
Yeah.
He was smoking the guy.
Yes, he got tired.
They got tired.
Yes.
Then he got finished with a flying knee, remember?
Yes, it was so brutal.
Yeah, this fight is going to be crazy because both Ricky and Bernardo are wildcats. They'll go in there and they do everything, man. They wrestle, they strike, they grapple, they're up and down, left and right. This is gonna be an action-packed fight. It's really early on the card, but really great fight. Then there's Tagir Ulanbekov, who also changed to the Khabib team, and Clayton Carpenter, who's also really good. So guys, take a look, man. Check this card out if you can. Order if you're from Canada, order it on Sportsnet. If not, UFC Fight Pass has got your back.